Great weather, great beaches, great opportunities. There's lots to come to California for. But not affordable housing. In fact, California is in the midst of what's been described as an affordable housing crisis. The median price of a home here double the national cost. If you're looking to buy a place in California, don't expect much change from $500,000. In fact, to find affordability, you'll find yourself commuting a lot.
It takes me about an hour and 15 minutes to drive 41 miles to work.
Which Ahmed does every day. Same old story, you live far out, you get up early and you drive far in.
Judging by the traffic in the mornings and in the afternoons, it's very, very common. It must be millions of people who do the same thing.
Because to get a place big enough for him and his family, like millions, he's looking further away.
Cost of housing in LA County and Orange County is probably $300 to $500 a square foot. Whereas in the Inland Empire where I live, Rancho Cucamonga to be specific, it's closer to $200 a square foot. Much more affordable housing.
House prices are up 75% the length of this state. That is compared to 2012. Now, big changes being looked into by the authorities here, fixing an old problem with new rules.
We've had an affordable housing problem in Los Angeles since the mid-1970s.
Lawmakers considering changes that would stop communities vetoing projects they are not happy with.
A lot of communities don't even want single-family homes because they would be less for lower-income folks. Recently, in south of Los Angeles, there was opposition in a neighborhood that had $800,000 homes, that $400,000 homes were going to be built. Those are still all affluent people who are going to live there, but they didn't want people who are less affluent than them to live there, even though they were still going to be upper middle class. So there's all kinds of prejudice that emerges, and it is a crisis because we all need a place to live.
Homelessness is on the rise, overshadowed by the construction around those living on the streets. But there are swathes of land out of town that are cheaper, which raises the question, is it fair to call it a housing crisis when there is plenty of room in land people can buy? They just don't choose to live there because it's not convenient.
Okay, this is a very complex situation, especially in California. Wisely, because we relied on highway and cars. The thing is people will commute much more time, maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So it's a little bit unrealistic, because the jobs are here.
And so while the likes of Ahmed at least look on the bright side,
you get used to it. I like my morning sports talk shows that I listen to. I make a few phone calls from the car. I try to be as productive as I can.
For many others, the lack of a home they can afford is a crisis, one that really is starting to hit home here. Phil Lavelle, CGTN, Los Angeles.